Yep. Yep. Hey man, if I get inducted into the Hall of Fame, I want you to introduce me.
Oh, word, I got you.
Yeah, man. Need you,
Indeed.
need you to speak for me.
When and where, I got you.
That's probably gonna be the Hall of Fame at my house, but I'm gonna let you know when.
All right.
Now, game's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM, streaming live, KYOKradio.org, Facebook, YouTube, and other places. I'll leave it at that. I don't know what my producer is doing, man, but he's doing good things, so I'm not going to stop him. I'm not going to stop him. So, anyway, y'all, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, it is none other than Will Knows with the Will Knows podcast. Well, if I had your voice, man, I'll tell you, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, man.
See,
Yeah,
look
man.
how you go. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'd be like Rihanna, bro. I wake up and be a billionaire.
There it is. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide. You said YouTube, Facebook, other places. Just East Coast, West Coast, worldwide. That's it.
I like that. I like that because that's the line in one of my favorite songs, man. I'm trying to jump off. I'm trying to jump off. So, Will, a lot been going on in the world of sports, man. I want to get you on early to address all of it. And I know we'll talk a little NBA, we'll talk a little bit Olympics, but realignment in the NCAA is happening. It is happening, and I don't know if this was something that was initiated by the SEC low key, and the teams just kind of stepped up and said, oh yeah, we want to go to the SEC, or if it was the other way around. But now there's rumors out there that the Pac-12 and the Big 12, or Little 12 as Chris Gardner likes to call them, are talking about alignment. If that's the case, what does the Big Ten do?
Big Ten goes fishing. The Big Ten goes fishing. I mean, I've said it from day one. Cincinnati is a natural fit for the Big Ten. I mean, it's in region. I mean, for lack of a better term, I mean, we know Iowa, Rutgers, and Maryland aren't in region, but Cincinnati has a natural rival in Ohio State, 129 miles down the road. They are an AAU school, so that fits the criteria academically.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State is another.
Mm-hmm.
Again, geographically, natural rival with Iowa. Would Iowa be upset? Probably, but when checks begin to be cashed, I think that upsetness will go away.
Yeah, you know what? And you keep talking about those natural rivalries. Iowa State, Iowa would be a good game, bro. That would be a good, funny game. Absolutely.
Yeah, Kansas made a call to the Big Ten offices in Chicago, and last I checked, they're still on hold. They're still on hold. There's just not a fit. Not a fit.
Yeah. What's another one of those would be a coup is if they got Oklahoma State out of the Big 12 before Oklahoma State went over to the Pac-12. I know there's a lot of folks like Oklahoma State. Yeah, man, Oklahoma State has a pretty nice following out of that region. And again, that's something that the Big Ten would have added to the coffers as opposed to, something or somewhere else.
And people call me crazy, and that's fine with my next statement. Don't sleep on Notre Dame. Do not sleep on Notre Dame. I understand they're ACC and everything but football, but don't sleep on Notre Dame. Come to the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'm not, because if Clemson and Florida State leave the ACC, why would Notre Dame go there? Why would Notre Dame waste time committing their allegiance to a conference that is abandoning not particularly them, but them?
Exactly. I mean, it's all about the check.
Yeah. I said to a couple of our other colleagues that I love this today. I especially as soon as it happens, I'm going to love it because it will, in effect, put the NCAA on notice. Either you're going to evolve or you're going to die. But I'm going to hate it the day after. I'm going to hate this realignment the day after because, in essence, you're going to have 3 superpower conferences as opposed to 5 power conferences, and that's going to further bury the the AACs and the other conferences that are really trying to come up and get some recognition.
Yeah, they're trying, and you're right. Those group of 5 conferences, if you will, the MAC,
Yeah.
those type conferences they're going to be struggling. They're struggling now, but when that conglomerate comes together, it's pretty much a done deal. Just get in where you fit in, and I don't know that they fit. They don't fit in that scenario.
I got to take a break, but then when we come back, what about a conference like the MAC that has its own attractions? I mean, the MAC ain't scared of nobody in any of the Power 5 conferences. They want to play them, and a lot of the Power 5s don't want to play them. When we come back, what about a conference like the MAC being merged? I'm not going to say acquired or assumed, but being merged in totality with a conference like the Big Ten. We'll do that when we come back. It's Throwback Thursday here on the Lunch Break and the legendary KYOK.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. Words grow like seeds in the ground. They are seeds that grow inside of us. It's not right to call people who have transgressed by their mistakes' name, but rather call by their proper name. Words affect our spirits. Death and life are in the power of our tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Proverbs 18:21. The words that you speak will cause you to live and operate in a place where you were designed to be, with happiness, joy, good health, and abundance. Now, if you choose to use the negative words, it will cause you to live in defeat, captivity, with strongholds and low self-esteem. You must continue to use words for the outcomes that you want to occur in your life.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back. How much will you save? Shop Thursday through Sunday, and you could get an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off with in-store coupon giveaway. Save on brands like Arizona and Exertion. Plus, discover our new kids brand, Thereabouts. Styles designed with every kid in mind. Plus, shop extended store hours, smart shopping, and surprise savings. JCPenney. Offer valid 8/5 to 8/8. Giveaway in stores only. While supplies last. Must be 18 or older. Some exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and
I got a
are
nice
inviting
question
you to
about the
listen in
Big
to our new political
Ten.
talk show, Power
Okay.
to the People Political Hour. Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people. That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want. The legendary quite okay. 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday. It's also our HBCU Thursday. I'm repping Miles College. They say they stay up late, but they graduate. I got a chance to see them when they came in town for the Battle of the Bands. I like that college. I'm not going to call them a little college. They're a real college. You might want to consider that for your son, your daughter, your niece, or your nephew. Miles College. We stay up late, but we graduate. All right, y'all. Back here on the lunch break. I like them, man. I like Miles College. Ain't no joke, bro. They got a nice.
That was their band.
They got a nice band.
That was their band. That was the Miles College band.
That was Miles College right there. Yeah, I dropped a little bit on you.
Thought that was Atlanta A&T.
No, bro. No.
Dr. Lee.
No, that ain't Dr. Lee. He would have hit him with a little bit of Flight of the Butterfly.
Flight of the Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The whole band just be rolling their eyes like, not this again.
Mm-hmm.
But Parat said shalom, and shalom to you, Parat. Parat said, AJ and Willie, why is it that conferences like the Big Ten are reactionary and not the leaders? Why did they not reach out before the SEC to get major schools to join them? Very good question.
I can answer why. It's kind of an elitist scenario. The Big Ten doesn't chase anyone. Notice Kansas called the Big Ten. The Big Ten isn't calling anyone now. If you want to come see us, let's have a conversation. But the Big Ten is at 14. They're fine. They're not looking to chase down anyone. After the dust settles, if there's a school or two that wants to get on, let's talk. But they're not after. And again, the Big Ten is only after a certain type of academic institution, if you will. AAU, there's a total of 64 schools that have the AAU classification. And so only one of the 14 schools in the Big Ten don't have that classification. Your favorite Big
Nebraska,
Ten school.
I know.
As a matter of fact. So the Big Ten isn't just looking to add numbers just for the sake of adding numbers. They're looking at totality, holistically, a certain criteria, a certain platform, a certain the word I'm looking for, a certain school. They're just looking for a certain school. Yeah, and they're not just going to take anyone.
Resume.
A certain resume, exactly.
Yeah. So that being said, my question before the break, what's stopping the Big Ten from, we get it. We know who you are. We know y'all are an elite conference, blue blood. But what's stopping them from going out and saying, hey, man, the MAC conference is a conference that is a problem for a lot of the Power Fives. That you get a MAC school on your schedule, you got to play that game. That ain't a money game. That's a game you got to play. What's stopping them from saying, we'll take all the schools in the MAC? Because the part B question of that is, what is the right number? 14 isn't it. 16 obviously isn't it for the SEC. What's the magic number?
16 would be the number, but to answer your first question, what's stopping it from absorbing the MAC? Elitism. We can't have Western Michigan in the Big Ten. Too many directional schools. Truthfully, with all due respect, which typically means you're about to disrespect someone. With all due respect,
ain't no respect in that.
I mean, no. Too many directional schools. Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan. No.
Toledo and,
You said
Ohio,
that. I didn't say that. Yeah, I mean, no.
All right.
Who's next?
All right. I said the other day that I would love for the Big Ten to grab all the schools left in the MEAC and really make a meaningful change where we take PWI and HBCU and marry them together. But today, sitting here on August the 5th at about 12:22 CT, I don't want that because they ain't gonna treat the MEAC right. They ain't gonna treat those HBCUs right. So I'd love to see the HBCUs grab and merge and do some things with some of the other HBCUs that are in other conferences. But I'm looking for, what about a conference with 20 teams in it? What would that look like?
Well, you see it in basketball. I mean, the Big East at one point had 18. So you see it. Football-wise, I don't know how that would work consistently.
Yeah.
I think 16 is the number that would work universally. When you have a SEC with 16, the Big Ten with 16, Pac 16 with 16, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you're looking at, but anything more than that, I think it's just fodder.
Yeah. Yeah. What's interesting is what you just described is exactly what it's looking like it's going to happen. Will Gibson, Will Knows Podcast, joining us here on the lunch break. What looking like is going to happen is the Big 12 is going to be gone, and the ACC will, more or less be gone. I mean, they're obviously a Power 5 school in basketball, but when you look at that roster minus Clemson, minus Florida State, North Carolina got a little bit to talk about. Miami still has a little bit to talk about, but this is a very short and brief conversation.
Oh, without question. I mean, no one in outside of the ACC, no one's talking Virginia football.
Yeah.
No one's talking Virginia Tech football.
Right.
At one point.
Right.
But not now. So,
yeah, I love Dino.
Football is the start.
He doesn't have Syracuse back on the map yet. Yeah, no, it's not there. Boston College, it's not there.
Right. They're coming, but no.
Yeah, Willy Gibson joining us here on the show. Will, let's move off of that for a second. Let's get on to the Olympics last night. Man, I tried hard not to post what you posted up about the 4x100 men's relay. And what's interesting is they did a little montage from Kevin Hart, a little monologue about the struggles of the men's 4x4 relay team for several years. And then we have that. They got the baton around the track, but they didn't get around the track fast enough. Talk about it, man.
The 100 used to be the crown jewel of the Olympics.
Right.
And that crown jewel was typically held by the United States, whether it's Jesse Owens, Ralph Metcalf, Ralph Boston, Maurice Green, Carl Lewis.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the 100. It was like, okay, who's coming in second and third? Who's silver, bronze? Because we know the gold goes back to USA.
Yeah.
Now, and I heard a couple interesting conversations. It's not about the track anymore. It's about agents posturing, trying to get their guy. Okay, on this leg, I need my guy here. And it's not about the team. It's not about coaching. It's not about camaraderie. It's just my agent said I need to be on this leg. They said the guy that ran third had never run a curve in his life before last night.
Wow.
Never ran a curve before in his life. He's a 100 runner, not a 200 runner. So why did you put him on the curve in the 4x1? So it's not even about the race. It's not even about the representing your country. It's about my agent said I need to run this. My coach said I need to be on. Nope. My coach said I can't run. I can't run lead off. I need to run anchor. And it's just not even. It's a mess. It's just what it is. It's a mess.
So is that what the young man was talking about when he said this is some BS? Because it was real random. It was like, okay, nobody cheated. Nobody bumped y'all. Nobody got in your lane. Y'all just, as they said about Carl Lewis, y'all just came but last. I can't feel in those butts. But so what is that? What he was talking about? The politics behind the scenes.
Trayvon Bromell actually is the young man you're representing. Yes, and another athlete said it this morning. He said there was no practice. There was no continuity. They practiced maybe a day or two. No one came together. There was no continuity, and it showed. It showed last night. Finished sixth in a relay at an Olympic semifinal.
Right. Like a smooth six, not a they just beat us. A smooth six.
Yes.
Like you got what you earned.
Yes.
I'm not trying to talk that. These are world-class athletes. Let me get that out there. I'm not trying to talk down to them or anything like that. But it was painful to see. It was painful to see. Let me ask another question. Was the young man, the 17-year-old, was he in that relay?
He was not.
Okay. I thought he was, and somebody else said, no, that's not him. I was like, yes, it is. And they said, no, that's not him. It's like, okay, you're right. That's not him.
Yeah. Arrington Knighton. He's a 200 runner. But no, he was not.
Okay. All right. So where do we go from here, man? Because, again, whatever they're doing in Jamaica, whoever's coaching the Jamaican sprint races, and I understand now there's a little, drama between, one of the people left the Jamaican coaching team and is doing her own thing, and that's why the other girls don't like her or what have you. But whatever they're doing down there in Jamaica, they have been dominating. I'm not going to call it our sport, but a sport where we have historically done better in. They've been dominated it nonstop since 2008.
They have. Stephen Francis is the sprint coach and for Jamaica. And whatever he's doing, it's working. It's working. That's working, but it also is the disarray in USA track.
Yeah.
I won't say field. I'll leave it on the track. USA track is in disarray right now. And it has to be fixed. Egos have to be set aside.
Yeah.
And it's like we need to go back to the grassroots and just grind. That's it.
Yeah. I'm not going to pull up the USA track board. I pulled up the U.S. Olympic Committee board, and I had zero surprises, like none. So I'm not going to pull up the UTF board, but I'm probably going to pull it up and see what they're working with because, man, right now it's real dramatic.
Real dramatic.
Oh, Willie said, I'll pull it up. I've been trying to get a young lady on the show. She had talked about trying to get more diversity on these track and Olympic committees, track boards and Olympic committees, and haven't been able to get her on the show. But I'm really trying to dig into this track and field while it's relevant here during the Olympics, because in another week or two it's going to be all NFL. It's going to be all NFL, and it'll be hard to have these kind of conversations.
Yeah, you should do that. I encourage you to pull up the USATF board of directors.
Oh man, don't make me do it. Willy Gibson. Look, let me take a quick break because my head get ready to hurt. I already know. Take a quick break. We come back. We'll talk a little basketball, and then we got to talk NFL because tonight is the night. I know it ain't gonna be primetime football because you got some dude that should have a red nose and dropping off gifts and Christmas. Quarterbacking for the Steelers, and then who's going to start tonight for the Cowboys? Is it Ben DiNucci? If it ain't Ben DiNucci, I don't want it, Doc. I don't want it if it ain't Ben DiNucci. Oh man. Okay. All right. I gotta take a break. Let me look at this heartbreak that's the United States Track and Field Council, and we'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you? Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list. Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332.
Ben Tankett, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break.
Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
we back here on the lunch break. Willy Gibson wanted some drum lines, so I got him to battle. I got him to battle when they were squabbling on the field. Now this is actually the halftime show when the senior gave the freshman his solo and the freshman froze until he decided he saw a little shine and then he walked on out there doing his thing. and then that got bad because the director didn't like that. He made them both. He made the senior go and shine the drum. So man, I'll tell you, it was that was a crazy little movie. That was a crazy little movie. You're gonna make me watch Drumline again tonight. All right, so I looked at this board of directors, and I'm just trying to understand. Ben Lanana is the president and the vice chair. Max Siegel is the CEO, but is non-voting. And then you got Willie Banks on there. You got Wallace Spearman. You got Michelle Carter, Ryan Wilson, Kendall Spence, Nicole Leach, Amy Bagley. You got some diversity on here. Why they having problems, bro?
Mike Conley, Alan Johnson. They're there as well.
Yeah, I see him. I see Alan. I see him. Christy Killo, Ali. Why they got problems?
Again, I think it's just individualism. So for lack of a better term, to boil it down, it's individualism. You can't have individualism on a relay. And that's what it is. And that's what it is.
You can't. Man, listen, I believe me, I know boards. I know executive boards. I know, all kinds of boards. I just recently fired an entire board. And it's painstakingly putting people who know how to work and build it from the ground up rather than just say, oh yeah, I'm on the board of this or I'm on the board of that. Like every now and then you got to come in with some effort and some commitment, and you got to say something when stuff is wrong. You got to do something when stuff is wrong. I don't know these people, so I don't know if that's what they're about, but they gotta come on with it, man.
Yeah, because you got 3 years. Actually, you have a year. The World Championships are next year in Eugene, Oregon. So
right.
You have a year. July 15th is when they start.
Yeah. What's crazy is, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you've had 12 years. You've had 12 years. You 2008, y'all, the world got put on notice. It's a new sheriff in town. His name is Reggie Hammond. The world got put on notice, and you haven't done much since then.
Yep.
So
again, maybe some of that was elitism. Again, okay, they got us. Okay, we weren't taking it seriously. We'll get them again. It's still us. All
right, 2012 didn't get
right.
Them.
Exactly. 2016.
2016, you didn't get them.
China got them in 2016.
You ain't got them then. You know what I mean? So
I knew it was a problem. I knew it was a problem. With all due respect, again, one dude Italy named Lamont won the men's 100-meter final. A dude from Italy named Lamont won the men's 100 final.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm
born in Texas, from what I understand. Born in Texas.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm trying not to dig into that deeper. Born right here in Texas, and you've got other gold medal athletes that chose to represent their mother's country or their father's country or somewhere else rather than play with the politics going on here in the United States track and field organization. And that in itself is sad. And I'll go ahead and go there. Hey, Sha'Carri, I'm sorry your mama died. We're going to sit you down for these 30 days. But, baby, you better be working out. You better be ready to go, because when this 4x100 come along, you need to be on one of these legs, if not the last leg, period, point blank in the discussion.
Period.
And I'm
That
sorry. I know Emmanuel Acho is the new, best thing speaking for black people in the sports world. I don't agree with him. I don't agree. Who do you sit down? You sit them all down. You put Sha'Carri on the last leg, and you fill out the team around her. That's what you do.
Without question. Without question. You're, universally, your best runner runs anchor. Universally. Why Gillespie was on that anchor leg and Bromell was leading off? I don't understand. Make it make sense.
Yeah. We never hear about a coach being reprimanded, questioned, suspended, let alone terminated after an egregious performance like that. I get that you don't win all the time, but we're not talking about winning right now. We're talking about sixth place. We're talking about six. Like, that can't be acceptable under any circumstance. You got the baton around the entire track. You can't come in sixth and be an American squad.
You can't. You cannot. Not sixth. I mean, you lean at the tape and they get you for fourth. They nip you for fourth, maybe. Sixth.
What did Carl Lewis say? You gave me a post from Carl Lewis, and I said I can't read
a lot.
What did Carl Lewis say? Carl Lewis went off.
Carl said a lot. He said, well, let's see. Which one?
That one you sent me last night, but if there's a more scathing one.
Yeah, it is a more scathing one. But he said the USA team did everything wrong in the men's relay. The passing system is wrong, athletes running the wrong legs, and it was clear that there was no leadership. It was a total embarrassment and completely unacceptable for a USA team to look worse than the AAU kids I saw.
Wow.
Worse than the AAU kids I saw.
Okay.
That's King Carl.
Yeah.
Then he went on to say this was a football coach taking a team to the Super Bowl and losing 99-0 because they were completely ill prepared.
Now, he could have done a little bit better with that. I throw eclipses. I'm going to move up to black holes, by the way. This is like taking a football team to a Super Bowl, being up 28-3 in the fourth quarter and losing.
Ooh. Oh, there's more. There's more.
Oh, please spill the tea.
He said it's unacceptable. It's so disheartening to see this because it's people's lives. We're just playing games with people's lives. That's why I'm so upset. It's totally avoidable. And America is sitting there rooting for the United States, and then they have this clown show. I can't take it anymore. It's just unacceptable. It's hard. It is not hard to do the relay.
So is Carl saying he wants to be a coach? Is Carl saying he wants to be on a committee? What is Carl Lewis ultimately saying? And oh yeah, by the way, he's got the cachet to be able to say it.
That question was asked of him and he laughed.
Okay.
Take that for what it is. He laughed in response to that question.
Okay. All right. Willy Gibson, broadcast journalist covering the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Big Ten, Cleveland Browns, and all things sports. And man, I got to tell you, brother, you are. Whew, what do we got left, man? Don't we have the women's 4x1? What do we got left?
The 4x4 on both men's and women's side. Right. The women's 4x1. Women's 4 final is tomorrow, or tonight rather. USA, United States time tonight, Friday in Tokyo. So there's still quite a bit left. Still, USA basketball plays for the gold.
Right. Yeah. They came back from a 15-point deficit to beat Australia 97-78. So they are in the gold medal round. The women will more than likely get there tonight or early in the morning, however you want to look at it. I said I expected the men to win the gold medal. I just don't like how ugly it's happening for them to do it. And again, maybe that's elitism on my part. The world is catching up to the NBA talent-wise. They just are. They just are. I mean, the best player in the world right now, to me, is still LeBron James. Number 2, Kevin Durant. But number 3 is arguable. It could easily be Luka.
Without question. And I think it's continuity. I mean, today is the 30th day that team has been together.
Yeah.
I mean, they came together on July 6th.
Yeah.
So the days of rolling out the basketball and with USA across your chest and winning by 30, they're over. Like you said, the world is caught up.
Right.
This isn't the dream team where players want to sign, get autographs, and take pictures pregame. Yeah. These teams have 3, 4, 5, 6 NBA players on them as well. And it doesn't matter. You don't know who they've heard. You haven't heard of those guys. They're NBA players, and they have continuity. Australia's played together for years. France played together for years. And with that team at USA Basketball being together for 30 days, 3 of the guys just got there the day of the first Olympic game.
And I get that, but Rudy Gobert hadn't been playing together with the France team for years. He's been in the NBA. Patty Mills, same thing, and others, Fournier. Those guys are playing the same NBA schedule as our guys, but then they jump over and plug in to the Olympic international game, and they just take to that better than our guys do, transitioning from NBA to the international rules and all that goes with it. So again, you're only relying on talent and a fraction of international knowledge versus talent and a ton of intellect on the international game.
But no, there's a difference. Yes, Rudy Gobert, Batum, Fournier, they play an NBA schedule just as USA Basketball. The difference, Patty Mills, the difference is those guys go home in the summer and play in these international tournaments with their teams. Joe Ingles, Matthew Dellavedova, all those guys for Australia, they play together every summer. Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo got together for the first time July 6th.
Yeah. That's
the difference. These guys play together years. Luka's been playing international basketball since he was 14 years old. And it was a telling. And after USA Basketball lost to France in the first game, Damian Lillard said, man, these guys play different when it comes to playing for their country. Because he's used to playing Evan Fournier when he's with Orlando, who's terrible. But when he's playing for France, he's going to drop 28 on your head.
Yeah.
So therein lies the difference.
Yeah, I got you. I got to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about the NBA free agency because a lot of folks have a lot to say about the LA Lakers, their age, and what kind of lineup they're going to put together. We'll talk about all that when we come back with Will Knows right here on the lunch break. Willy Gibson on the legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours.
any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all, back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org, also on Facebook and YouTube today. I've just been informed by Kev, the producer, we're not up on Twitter, so sorry about that, Twitter folks. We'll have to get that worked out. Man, Lachey, I ain't heard from her in a long time, man. She is a huge sports fan, and she will fight you. That's how big of a sports fan she is. She loves all things Rockets, all things Texans, all things Astros, and will fight you. And she said, "Oh, I guess somebody named Giannis is not the third best player in the world today." It just proves my point. Giannis is from where? He's from Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis is Nigerian. And I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm just saying that the world has caught up to the best of the best in the NBA. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It ought to inspire the Americans to, get it together. They're going to win this gold, but they're going to know that they fought hard and hustled to win it. NBA free agency, what's been your biggest surprise, and why are people hating on the Lakers? I threw a little purple up. I couldn't put gold in it, kind of for Miles College, but also for the LA Lakers, man.
Biggest surprise, DeMar DeRozan, $85 million to the Bulls.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming. I didn't.
Right.
But why is everyone hating on the Lakers? It's not the Lakers. It's LeBron.
Okay.
No matter what LeBron says. If LeBron said this was purple, they'd be like, no, it's lilac.
Yeah.
Because LeBron said it was purple.
Yeah.
So, no, it's violet because LeBron said it's purple. It's LeBron. I mean, it's been like this for 19 years now. It is what it is.
And again, of all people to hate.
Yep. And he let them know yesterday on Twitter. He let them know. He made a statement. He said, give me a moment.
Willy Gibson, broadcaster, journalist, Columbus, Ohio, Will Knows podcast. Give me the name of it. And I promise you, I'm not being facetious. The name of the show on Saturday, he dropped off me. People Talking Sports with Kris Gardner, Andy Yanez, Will Gibson, and others. It's on Sundays, 7 o'clock traditionally, but every now and then they have to reschedule the show. So he dropped off. He'll be coming back in. But, LeBron James, why people hate LeBron, I just don't know. I don't get it. Let me say this. I get why certain people hate him, but I don't get why all people hate him.
When you talk about Brad Stevens, was something about Brad Stevens about to come out your mouth?
The thing about Brad Stevens, I didn't have his name in my mouth.
Wow. That was real suspicious.
I wasn't even thinking about Brad Stevens.
You said, I'm not trying to be facetious. Click. I said, oh, wait a minute.
I was trying to get the name of the show on Sundays. People Talking Sports. Is that
Folks Talking Sports?
Folks Talking Sports. Okay. Again, charge that to my head, not my heart. Kris Gardner, who will be on the show a little bit, Andy Yanez, and Will Gibson. Sundays, typically around 7 CT. But they always sometimes they accommodate the events going on. So check your local listings for showtime.
Indeed.
What
but
did
no,
LeBron
LeBron had time yesterday. LeBron had time yesterday because he said, keep talking about my squad, our personal ages, the way he plays, he stays injured, we're past our time in this league, etc., etc., etc. Do me one favor, please, and I mean please. Keep that same narrative energy when it begins. That's all I ask. Thank you. So Brian had time yesterday, and he let him know.
Come through with all the smoke. Come through with all the smoke. I love it. That's my kind of stuff right there. Even if I was not a fan of his, and I am, I'd be like, okay, now he said something right there. He said something right. And I'm even more petty than that. I'm getting close to Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady petty. I want to get on that level. I want him to say that in interviews when certain people ask him questions like, oh, no, remember you was worried about my age. So next question. Yeah. Oh, you was worried about his out. Don't worry about it. Yeah, he good. Next question. I mean, don't give anybody anything while they talking all this nonsense. Now, have them on their networks complain, oh, LeBron James is just wrong. He won't give us the time of day. Well, look how you were running your mouth when the team was getting put together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Can't wait. And my Bart Scott voice. Can't wait.
Oh my God, this dude is gonna get all of us in trouble.
Nah. October 19th is coming.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I'm surprised at Chicago. I'm surprised at Miami. Pat Riley is like, I ain't playing with this. So now that potential lineup down there, I mean, give me an idea what you think that starting lineup could be.
That's nice. I mean, PJ Tucker, Adebayo, Lowry, Butler, Duncan Robinson. I mean, he did some other underrated things as well. He signed Markieff Morris from LA.
I saw
it. Yeah. That's underrated. That's underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah. I like what he's doing. I don't know how much, what it'll do, but I like what he's doing.
Yeah, I mistakenly said that they were going to have Goran Dragic with that lineup, but apparently Goran Dragic is going to Toronto as part of the sign and trade for Kyle Lowry. So I wish Goran well, because Goran, when he was here in Houston, he was one of those dudes that they let get away, man. Goran had that kind of, show style and getting after it then. And I think, again, it was one of those deals where his style of play didn't go along with the star of the team at the time, so he became expendable. But Goran Dragic is one that I can appreciate when he's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, without question. I mean, he's solid everywhere he's been, whether it be Houston, Phoenix, Miami. Yeah. Had he not gotten injured in the finals against the Lakers, perhaps that's different. I don't know. But he's always been solid wherever he's been. So
yeah. What about the teams that were in the NBA Finals? Which one of them got better by what they did in free agency, or are they locked in with what they have? Because when I look at Milwaukee losing PJ and Bobby Portis, I'm like, okay, you sure?
Actually, Bobby Portis is back.
Okay,
he's back.
He didn't take the money and go somewhere else. I thought he was.
He did. He did decline the second-year player option that he had, but they gave him a new deal, 2 years, 9.5.
Okay, good.
He did stay. PJ, of course, did go to Miami. Phoenix, I mean, Chris Paul had wrist surgery before he signed the $120 million deal, so we'll see how he comes back. They did re-sign Cam Payne, which was good. But see, Cam, I hate to say it, Cam was one of those guys. I mean, because I told you, Cam was on a 10-day contract in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Before that, I'll just be completely honest. I remember Cam as a dude that would dance with Russ pregame in OKC. I hope now that he's gotten he secured his chicken, he has his mental right, and he can do his thing. Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. But I've seen it. He's been on 10 days in Cleveland. He was in Memphis. He's been other places. He was in Chicago before that. He then went to China. He's bounced around. I hope this is the spot that he gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it right. He rights the ship.
Yeah. I kind of feel like Ayton needs some help on that front line. I feel like he needs a little bit more on that front line. He got some good support when the big man was healthy. Sarkic.
Yep. Yep.
Sarkic, before he got hurt, Frank Kaminsky ain't it. I'm sorry, Frank ain't it, and nobody else stepped up in that big man role to give Ayton the kind of help he needed. I felt like that was a glaring area, and then they need those young guys, the Cams, to step up. They need them to step up. Maybe a little bit more on the backup of the point guard, a little more depth there. But that's what I was looking for them to do with that team.
And they still may. I mean, it's 4 days in. Those pieces usually come, second week, third week, maybe closer to the training camp, perhaps.
Okay.
But I think they'll James Jones is done a phenomenal job thus far. So
Yeah.
I expect him to continue to do that.
Yeah, I can't doubt a brother is doing the job he's doing. Last and certainly not least, where does Kawhi Leonard end up?
Where he is now, they're going to pay him $39 million to rehab. He's not going anywhere. He's going to sign another 1+1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Kawhi's holding. Uncle Dennis is coordinating all of this, and I don't think Kawhi goes. There's nowhere else for him to go now. All the big deals were signed day one. Who has the money? Who has $39 million left to sign Kawhi to let him rehab because he's not going to play due to his torn ACL? This is strictly a financial situation.
A team that has the money, I don't know if they would do it. And y'all don't think I'm crazy when I say this. The Atlanta Hawks.
No, they just re-signed Collins. Collins just got his money.
All that money to Collins.
5 years, 125.
Man.
So no, they don't have it.
Because they really could have made a nice offer to Kawhi. Whether he took it or not is one thing. But they could have made a nice offer to Kawhi, and Collins would be a footnote. I'm sorry, no disrespect.
Well, this was procedural. He opted out to take another 1+1 because next year he's due for 5 years, 235.
And I was gonna say maybe that's why they didn't do it because behind the scenes these guys knew this was procedural.
Yeah, it's procedural.
Do you have a couple of minutes on the other side of the break?
I do.
Okay, stay there because you got me in trouble and I don't like it.
I got you in trouble.
You got me in trouble and I don't like it. I don't know what these little Cleveland Brown acolytes, where they all came from in my mentions and my DM. And so, look, that's them calling you now. Let me hit the top of the hour. We'll be back with Willy Gibson. I need to figure out how he done got me in all this trouble. Tonight is the night, NFL football, Cowboys, Steelers, Hall of Fame game, 7 o'clock. Garrett Gilbert is apparently the starter for the Cowboys. And, the red-nosed reindeer is the Cowboy, the starter for the Steelers. No Deshaun Watson again at training camp today. And Tyrod Taylor don't look bad at all. Astros lost to the Dodgers 7-5. They're going to host Minnesota tonight at 7. We'll be back right after this on the lunch break.
92.3 FM, K222CS Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's streaming live, kyokradio.org, also on Facebook and YouTube. I got Willy Gibson, broadcast journalist, Columbus, Ohio, covers the Buckeyes, Big Ten, and the Cleveland Browns. Plus, he covers all things sports, Will Knows podcast, and a member of Folks Talking Sports, Sundays, 7 o'clock CT on Facebook with Kris Gardner and Andy Yanez, and some amazing ladies in sports as well. Willy.
Yes.
Got me in trouble.
No, you got you in trouble.
No, you got me in trouble. I'm the big brother. You got me in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
All because I told the truth about your Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry, man. On paper, y'all got one of the best. Tell Baker Mayfield stop calling you. Y'all got one of the best teams on paper. And somebody had the nerve to say yesterday that Cleveland is the new king of NFL football in Ohio. That's not true. It's just simply not true.
Think so?
I know so. I did the math yesterday. Y'all got you got one winning record since when? Last season. And before that, when was your last winning record?
I believe it was 07.
07. The Bengals had 5 straight playoff runs in that time.
Did the Bengals not pick in the top 5 back-to-back?
Brother, I'm glad you. Yeah, recently you're right. I'll give it to you. Last two drafts, I'll give that to you. But again, king of NFL football in a state doesn't change over after one winning season since 2007.
I'll say this. I'll subscribe to the quote from Giannis. If I look at my past, that's my pride. If I look at my future, it's my arrogance. I'm going to live right here in this moment. Okay? I'm right here. We're in this moment right here.
Okay.
This is where we are.
Okay. All right.
Not too far back. Not too far ahead. We're right here. We're right here.
You're right, Willie. You're right. And after that 11-5 season, first one that y'all had in forever, and I'm not talking about in a few years, I'm talking about in decades, goes back to my point of the Cleveland Browns have one of the best rosters on paper. I get the whole thing about the coaching changeover. I get the whole thing about offensive coordinator changeover. I get all of that. But give that roster to Josh Allen and give the Buffalo roster to Baker Mayfield. I know that Josh Allen can go 11-5. I don't know if Baker Mayfield can go 13-3.
We'll never know. We don't have to know.
I get it. I get the reality of it. But my point is, Baker has got to do it instead of everybody just assuming it's going to happen because of the roster and his maturation as a quarterback. They got to put it all together, and they've only done that once in the last decade. Once.
The same amount of time as Buffalo has done it. Once. Because you use Josh Allen. They've done it once. Joe Burrow has yet to do it. Just saying.
Okay. All right. I said yesterday, I don't even know why I'm fighting this argument. The Cleveland Browns are the best football team there ever was, ever will be. Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback to ever put on shoes and throw it with his right arm. I'm just saying, let's just go ahead and go with that and leave it alone, because I'm telling you right now, they're going to be third or worse in the AFC North. It's just that simple. Unless they put it together. Pittsburgh lost 11 straight with no running game. They've got a running game now. If they don't do anything but what they did last year with a running game, we're talking 12-4. Baker had a running game. He had a defense. He had wide receivers.
The defense wasn't there last year. That's what Andrew Berry rebuilt this year. He rebuilt that defense. He has somebody on the other side of Myles Garrett now. He now has a safety that's going to seal up over the top. He now has linebackers. That defense wasn't there last year. Trust me. I sat there.
That defense barely beat the Texans last year. Barely.
Stop it. Are we really going to do this? We don't act like it.
I went there.
We don't act like it's.
I got your other big brother on here to help you take this whooping. Yeah, they barely beat the Texans last year.
Listen, in a driving rainstorm with 60-mile-per-hour winds. We gonna talk about that? We gonna do that?
That's called
No context. No context.
That's called climate.
No context. Okay. One like it was perfect weather conditions and y'all just set them down. I mean, no. It was 10-7.
Oh God. My point.
And actually, real talk, if you really, and this has been shown all week long. Nick Chubb, 3-year, $36.6 million contract extension, right? You know what he did in that game? You know what Nick Chubb did in that game? It was 10-7. He breaks off a 56-yard run. He steps out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Doesn't score. So they could take 3 knees and run the clock out. So really, truth be told, it could have been 17-7, but that's semantics. Again, that's past. That's pride. We're going to stay right here.
Willie, what's Cleveland going to do this year? Put it on the paper, Doc. What is Cleveland going to do this year?
They're going to play September 12th at Kansas City to start the season. And then September 19th, they open at home against the Houston Texans. And I think the 26th is the Chicago Bears at home. And then it's Minnesota on the road.
Really?
And then I don't know.
I'm telling Mama, you messing up. You cutting up.
I'm talking right? Oh, okay.
No, you ain't talking right. After 17 games, what's their record gonna be, Willie?
It will be wins and losses.
Get off my phone. In the words of the late great Skipper Lee Frazier, get off my telephone. Listen, man, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you.
Appreciate y'all, brothers. Will Gibson 7, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is the Will Knowles Podcast, coming as well as WTGsports.com.
Bro, you better come on heat like that on Sunday afternoon, man. That's weak.
You already know.
That's weak. You better bring him on, folks talking sports, brother.
Yeah, bro. It's coming.
God.
Okay.
I put up some shots. I got some shots up. I'm good.
I'm gonna hold you to it Sunday afternoon. Be ready.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tap in over here and take care of my mentals and my chicken. I'll see y'all on Sunday.
Okay. Look forward to it, brother. Be safe.
Yes, sir.
Drop off, man. Just drop all the way.
Peace.
Oh my gosh. That's your little brother, man. That's my little brother. Your little brother too. Goodness gracious. Just wouldn't answer nothing. Got all these Cleveland fans hating on me and blocking up my text message and inbox and stuff. It's almost as bad as you in that Detroit basketball. You know,
but you know where I stand though. I don't waver, hedge, or waffle. You know where I stand.
I'm in the store trying to take care of my chicken and my mentals, and I look over there, and why do I see a Detroit basketball licensed, authorized cap in the corner store? I'm like, man, get out of here! This Houston Texans. I better not see no Detroit basketball.
I ordered a new cap. It's on the way.
I was asking Willy Gibson, y'all, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. I didn't get a chance to do his intro. I'll do it after the break. But I was asking Willie what his big surprise was in the free agency, NBA-wise. He said Chicago. He said Chicago. I said Miami. What say you?
Surprising in what way?
Either way. It doesn't have to be a good
no. I'm talking about like specific, like a signing, a contract amount, because the amount DeMar DeRozan, bless him for getting that bag, man, because he's worth it because he got it.
Yeah.
But in terms of age and value, he's on the downside of his career. But hey, man, somebody give me that money, I'm gonna sign that check too.
Yeah, as far as contracts go, him and Lonzo Ball, I'm happy for both of them because they got that money. Both of them been kind of quiet. You know, they don't make a lot of noise. They do their own thing. And Lonzo gets, thought of as something other than that because of his dad and the news that people put around him. But Lonzo ain't that dude. He ain't saying a whole lot. And DeMar has never been that guy. Hearing that he hung up on Masai Ujiri when he called about the trade, that was kind of sweet. I appreciated hearing that story. But I'm happy for him, man. And I feel bad for San Antonio because what are they going to do?
they're going to go with the youngsters. Bring in some of their signings were interesting as well, but they're going to go with the youngsters. Yeah. And maybe at some point, Pop will pass the board to Becky Hammond and say, lead these youngsters to the promised land. Good luck.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, we'll get into it because there has been a lot going on. And as Willy Gibson just said right before Kris came on, LeBron had time yesterday, and he dropped a real strong message to folks about what he thinks about what folks are saying about his squad. So we'll talk about all that when we come back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Throwback Thursday.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, weekend, month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
Let me do this right, because I can't do this wrong for this brother. I mean, he's on networks all around the world, been around the world, and I. He is the founder, he is the producer, he is the creator, he's the talent on Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective is Kris. I am that man, Gardner. What's going on, bro?
Man, you need to send me that clip.
Yeah, man.
Back it up, record that little segment right there. You my hype man. You're hired, man. I'll give you $1 for today and keep it moving forward.
Brother, I'm trying to tell you, I'll take all them coins. I'll take all those coins. We need to sign a little old contract, though, because you'll be done had me in today, and you have Willy Gibson doing it tomorrow. My feelings will be hurt, man. I mean, so, yeah, because Willie said it. Willie said, local name, global perspective. I said, wait a minute, hold on. That's me. That's got my little registered trademark.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I've told folks, no, that's AJ's, man. Yeah, he coined that, so, yeah. That's worth $1.
Real quick.
Yeah.
But that's who you are, Doc. That's who you are, man.
I'm aiming to prove those words true, man. Keep it going. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I respect that, man. Respect that. Love seeing you and David Grubb hook up on Crunch Time with David Grubb over on 103.7 right there in Lafayette, Louisiana. So yeah, keep doing it, man. Seriously, keep doing it.
Yes, sir. That's the plan. And I reached out to one of the family and see if she can come on the show Sunday. So hopefully she can.
Are we talking about Kim Y. Davis, Choctaw Sports?
Her first, but we talked to Valencia as well. So
yeah. I am Valencia King. And
yes, sir.
Sports up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I like to call them out, man, because a lot of times people will see them on the show and then kind of forget about them after that. But these folks are going on and on and on. In fact, hooked up with Kelsey Nicole Nelson as well. I got to get you hooked up with Big Mike up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He's a football coach, but he knows all things. In fact, if you ever want to talk Portland Trailblazers, that's your guy. You got to get him on.
Okay.
He loves some Dame Dollar. So, man, again, keep doing the great things that you're doing. Again, as we were talking before the break, San Antonio, Patty Mills, they've lost. DeMar DeRozan, they've lost. Rudy Gay, again, strong off the bench, might give you 19 here, might give you some rebounds there, what have you. Going to be missed. But like you said, that leaves San Antonio with a true youth movement going on.
You know, they signed Doug McDermott, Zach Collins, who's been injured for basically the last 2 seasons.
Right.
And they're going with the youngsters, DeJounte Murray and crew. So Brent Ford's coming back. So they're going younger, and it's time for them to go younger. Yeah. That window is closed for them. The veterans can go to elsewhere to try to get the rings. So it's part of the process of a franchise and the evolution of a franchise. Just got to roll with it and keep on going.
Yeah, again, Kris Gardner joining us here on the show. It was one thing when Tony Parker left the Spurs. You know, that was one of the big threes that left, not retired, but left. Patty Mills was another one, man, that I just really did not see leaving. He is San Antonio. He ain't part of the big three, but man, he's part of the cog that makes the wheel turn. So again, somebody's got to fill that role coming off the bench that can give you that outside shooting, could put up some points and fill that role that Patty Mills filled.
And I like Patty going to the Brooklyn Nets. That's probably my favorite signing for fit so far in free agency, these 3 days so far. I think that's a great fit for him and the team.
Yeah, I got you. The Rockets have been real quiet. They've been real quiet. They got the Thea signing, and talk to me.
Well, I mean, they're going younger. You know, they announced the signing of Jalen Green an hour and a half ago. First 2 years, and then team option on the third and fourth year. The contract is, most first round picks will get the 120% maximum, so he's going to make about $9 million this coming season. But they're going younger. And let me say, last week I was wrong. So let me say I was surprised. Last week I mentioned that I didn't think the Rockets would keep all 3 picks, first round picks. Not only did they do that, they added a 4th pick to it. So
yeah.
So I hope that indicates that Tillman trusts Rafael and the scouting department and that whole department, and trust that this is going to be a rebuilding, and it's not a quick fix. Because 4 first-round draft picks, not many teams do that.
Yeah.
But they got 4 talented 19-year-old players who do some things a little bit different. So I'm pleasantly surprised at that. I admit I was wrong. And I like Jalen Green, Josh Christopher, Alperen Şengün, and Usman Garuba, who I saw come off the bench in the Spain-USA game in the Olympics, and he stuffed Jason Tatum on the drive. You can see his quickness, his lateral movement. Little glimpse of what a lot of folks believe about Garuba is he is the best defensive player outside of the NBA in the world at 19 years old.
I heard that on your segment in Folks Talking Sports when you played the clip from Rafael Stone and the press conference, and I had to pause y'all and sit back and best defensive player in the world outside of the NBA. That's big.
Yes, sir.
And he's 19.
And he is a big young man, too. I looked at him in the game. I was like, wow, he doesn't look 19. He's strong, solidly built, quick feet. Lateral quickness is very good. Offensive game is not up to his defensive standards, but that's all right. The Rockets need some guys who play defense and who want to play defense, who enjoy playing defense, and he's one of those guys. It's great to see.
Let's just say this. We just saw one of our own go on and win an NBA championship, and there were games where he had 0 points, but he had a whole lot of points that he took off the board for the other team with his defense. So I wouldn't be mad at Garuba at all if he came in here and had that kind of impact on the team. And oh yeah, by the way, let me throw this in real quick. If PJ Tucker wins another chip down there in Miami, we know something. That spirit of Robert Horry is going with him.
Yeah, and he did the opposite of Bobby Portis. And I'm not hating on PJ for doing this. He got more money from the Heat. Bobby took less money to stay with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Hey, both guys believe that the team they're going to or staying give them the best chance to win a championship. Yeah. So I got no problem with either one.
Does Bobby Portis move into that slot vacated by PJ Tucker in the starting lineup?
Probably so. And that might have been another reason why he wanted to re-sign with the Bucks, because they're going to give him a starting position. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. DiVincenzo comes back after the injury. So was he more off the bench or was he a starter?
He's more off the bench, but he's a guard mostly.
Right, I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, him coming back, they didn't miss a beat in the playoffs with his absence, with his injury. So him coming back will just help.
Yeah,
their depth. So yeah,
I asked the question of Willie, which one of the NBA Finals teams got better during this free agency period? Again, the Bucks had a lot that they didn't have available to them in the playoffs. Yeah, they lost PJ, but I think they're going to be okay.
And Phoenix, I like them getting JaVale McGee because they need a backup big man for DeAndre Ayton. We saw how his absence, a legit backup for him hurt them.
Right. Yeah, the Stark was it. played meaningful minutes. Frank Kaminsky was not it.
But Frank shined the second time he had a chance to shine in the finals. He did a better job than some of the other Suns. Remember that? He was making things happen on offense for them.
Yeah. So I do. I like, and again, both the Cams have got to step up. They can't let youth stop them from being as good as they can possibly be. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Let's go back to the Rockets for a second before we.
Bro, if you don't mind, before the break, you touched on Mr. LeBron James and his words, his comments. Allow me to retort.
Okay, come on, retort.
Bron. No squad old, man. Well, no. Let me say it. This. That's my phrase. Right now, if they win, they're veteran. If they lose, they're old.
At least I can appreciate you throwing it out early that there's going to be two sides to your coin. What I like about LeBron is he made people, or he threw out there, at least pick a side now and have that same energy once this thing gets started. Because you're going to have people that are going to flip-flop. Oh, they're so old. Oh, the Geritol squad. Oh, the senior rec league is back in the building. And when they win, then it's going to be like, what a veteran team. LeBron
exactly.
Really
yep.
I don't like folks like that. And that's why I said, and don't say amen to me because you going places, I'm good, I'm here. I wish he would be petty in the interviews. Like, no, remember you said we was too old, so next question. Now, remember you said we didn't have a chance, so next question. I want him to throw black holes, not shade, black holes in the interviews with some of these people who like to act like they know it all until they don't.
But I like Dwayne Ellington signing. I like Taylor Horton Tucker re-signing, youngster.
Yes. Yep.
I like Kendrick Nunn, youngster. They got some youth right there, so I like that.
Right.
Malik Monk.
And to make the impression that because a guy is 32 or 33 or 35 that they don't still have it, I'm sorry. There was a guy by the name of Andre Iguodala that when he got his chance to play, went on to be the doggone finals MVP. How old was he at the time?
What, 34? Around there, something? Yeah.
House sway. So I'm just saying, again, it's kind of like the Simone Biles effect. You got folks talking about her that can't touch their toes. You got folks talking about these guys as if they at their YMCA or their community league. These guys are still NBA veterans. These guys are still NBA players. These guys in their twilight have more than many of us have in our prime. So let's just see how it plays out, if nothing else.
My biggest issue is with the fit, with Russ and LeBron, that fit. I'm not sure how it's going to work come playoff time with Russ. Will Russ back, I said it's LeBron's team.
Yeah.
Will Russ be cool with that come crunch time, fourth quarter, LeBron tells him in the huddle, this is my squad. LA may be your city, your people may be here, all kind of stuff. This is my squad. So you're going to do what I say, what we need you to do. Will Russ be cool with that? Will Russ's people who are in his ear, now he's going home.
Yeah.
Will they be cool with what he be, yo, man, how come you're taking shots now, man? How come you're not doing more, man? What he should be doing more than this, man? Blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Will that have an impact on him and the team come playoff time?
Yeah. I got to tell you, I feel like it won't be a problem. Again, I feel
so.
Like
you pie in the sky, man. You got them Laker color glasses on because Russ. There's no you basically based on what Russ has been that dude for so long. If he does, the Lakers are the best team in the West. If he does,
all right.
But what do we have to base it on? He hasn't done it yet.
Okay, he hadn't had to.
Okay, because him and James are boys too. They didn't get along here either. So
I'll leave that out there for itself. It sounds like James ain't that dude, and I ain't talking about LeBron James. Let me take a break, man. We'll be right back with Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective, right here on the Lunch Break.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers.
And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332.
I just saw your message about J.R. Richard.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta
That's
announce that.
800-219-8332.
With your boy TD Blackshear every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to The Lunch Break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Real quick, let me give some love to the Not So Christian in Me show. They'll celebrate 1 year on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM this Saturday from 1 to 2. I'll be in the building along with several others to show them some love. 1 year ago, they jumped on KYOK. It's been a great relationship. It's a really great show. Larry Scott, Denise Scott, Natasha Marie, and others. Happy anniversary to you all coming up this Saturday. All right, y'all, we're back here on the legendary KYOK. I've got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball review on the show, as always, on Throwback Thursday. We got to announce this, too. Real sad to hear from Mark Berman, Fox 26, says, according to Major League Baseball source, former Astros star pitcher J.R. Richard passed away last night in a Houston hospital at the age of 71. J.R. played for the Astros from 71 to 80, led the National League in strikeouts in 78 and 79, led the NL in ERA in 79, and made the All-Star team in 1980. I had the privilege of getting to know him post-baseball career, and just a real gentle giant. Definitely going to be missed. My prayers go out to his entire family and to those who loved him and really cared about him. J.R. Richards was a good man.
Indeed. Rest in heaven to him. I saw Berman's tweet, and then I went to the Hall of Famer, Ralph Cooper, his Facebook page, and Ralph posted as well the news. So that's what I knew was no knock on Berman, but I had to go somewhere else to,
understood.
To confirm it. But yeah, for you folks who don't know, didn't get a chance to see J.R. Richard pitch, dominant.
Yep.
And he struck fear in dudes, man. I mean, and though at 79, he struck out 300 batters plus in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
He was, hey, man, he gave him the ball and he got it done.
Right. Ominous on that mound because the mound adds
6'8".
Right.
That's a huge man, big old hands.
Yep.
But the Astros medical folks doubted him. You know, he said his arm wasn't feeling right, and they kept putting him out there, and then he collapsed and had that stroke, man. Because boy, Hall of Fame career, he was destined for Hall of Fame. He was something else, man. Whoa.
Yeah.
100 miles an hour fastball, 90 plus mile an hour slider. I was 8, 9 years old, so that's back when I liked baseball in the Astros, and he was one of my favorite players right there, no question.
Yeah, that's one of those big misses that I've had in my sports broadcast career. So our flagship station used to do these really big gospel explosions, and he and his family started to come, and got a chance to meet him there. And we sat and talked, and he shared like a wealth of knowledge with me. And I said, hey, I got to get you on my show. And when I did that, one of his family members handed me a card, and she said, call me, we'll set it up. I never made the call.
Wow.
I never made the call. Whatever reason, I never made the call. And, again, it ain't about me. It's all about him. But personally, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, that's one of the big misses that I've made in my career, because I never made the call. I was so engrossed in that moment, though, with the conversation that we were having, that, I never made the call.
What if, man? What could have been?
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm glad you shared those sports statistics, because he should not be forgotten. You can't talk about Nolan Ryan and Big Biggio and Bagwell and Bregman and, all these other guys, Bass and Morgan and all those other folks, without talking about J.R. Richards. You can't talk about Scott and Necro and others without talking about J.R. Richards. You just can't do it.
He was, dominating. Truly. Go look at the numbers, find some video clips, highlights, and the picture of him holding, how many is it, AJ? Like 9 baseballs in his hand, something like that. His hands were massive, man. Just massive hands. So,
and listen, and they did not shrink, because I shook his hand at that explosion. I lost sight of my hand. I was like, can I have whatever's left back, please? Because, and again, just a gentle giant, just really, really good people. He fell on some hard times. I know there are folks that, know about some homelessness that he had. But I'm also grateful for the church that reached out to him and took him in and got him back on track, got him reconnected with his family and all of that, man. That was definitely one of those where the church did right by him, by going out there, finding him and bringing him into their family, and then getting him reconnected with his family.
Yeah, and I want to say the time I met him was when I was working with Ralph Cooper at KCOH. And I think it was around that time when he was on the comeback.
Okay.
And meeting him, I don't know what time I may have been 30, I don't know, whatever it was, but seeing him, this massive man, and I was like, this man, I looked up to this man when I was 9 years old, 10 years old, and to see him now, these huge hands shaking my little hand compared to his, I was like, wow, man, this is J.R. Richards, man. Like, so yeah, it was something to meet him for sure.
Keith Hennig said for us baby boomers, JR was the best of his time. Tragic loss at a young age. Yeah. So, hey, man, thank you for sharing that with me, though, because I, like I said, I hadn't seen that to just right now, and there's no way in the world I wanted to go on with a sports talk show and not acknowledge one of the best that we had in our area, in our own atmosphere, as he passed away last night. So, again, prayers and thoughts going out to his entire family and those who loved him most.
And I haven't seen it, because I saw that while I was with my mom at her hairdresser appointment. Women are, man, got to take care of mom, all those kind of things. So I saw it on Twitter. So I haven't since then. I don't know if the Astros have made an announcement. It's been confirmed by other sources as well. So I don't know if the Astros put anything out yet, or MLB.com or nothing. But yeah, sad news to report that James Rodney Richard passed away at 71 last night in the hospital. So I really wonder what issues he was dealing with for him to be in the hospital, first. So, but he passed away last night. May he rest in heaven, man.
Yeah, I'm going to the Astros page now, because I'm like you. I want to know what they have posted. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, they got to do that. The Houston Astros have got to do that.
For sure.
Yeah, they have to. They got to announce something. Let me look again. Maybe my page hadn't updated. Nope.
I mean, because current Astros are acknowledging, the news and referring to JR as a legend, rest in peace legend, all those things. So, I mean, the players know. The players are, commenting on it. So the organization needs to do so as well.
Okay, here it is. Okay, I got it. So I hadn't clicked all the way on the Astros page. I was on a topic about an hour ago.
Okay.
Astros Hall of Fame starting pitcher J.R. Richard, one of the greatest players to don an Astros uniform, has passed away. He was 71 years old. Yeah, and then they've got a media release and everything. So, yeah, okay. All right, about an hour ago, they got on that.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything negative. I just want to make sure, because folks don't realize Dusty Baker is not running the Twitter account for the Astros.
Right.
Folks will be mad at Dusty because that didn't happen. And, the general manager, he ain't running the Twitter account for the Astros either. So,
And I assume at some point today, if it hasn't already happened, media colleagues will interview Dusty and get his comments about JR. I bet there's some great stories there, because I saw one of my buddies tweet that JR struck out Dusty more than any other pitcher. So I know Dusty got to have comments on the big man facing him and what it was like. Because I'm telling you, man, he was an imposing figure on the mound. So
yeah, 6'8", and then you throw the mound itself underneath him. That's a lot of man. Folks talk about Randy Johnson and how ominous he looked on the mound. Add what, 40, 50 pounds?
Yeah. Yes.
Randy Johnson and give him a tan, and now you got J.R. Richard, because he threw it as fast as Randy Johnson or harder. So yeah, man. Yeah. I know we're caught up in the moment, folks. Might want to talk about something else, but this is newsworthy. This is newsworthy. This is very, very newsworthy. We were talking a little bit about free agency. I was going to go back to the Rockets. Give me an idea of what you think that starting lineup, if they don't make any other.
Yeah. Let me talk about Daniel Tice and his deal.
Is it Tice? And please get me right.
I think it's Tice. I think so. We'll learn for sure.
No, I think it's Tice. I think.
Yeah, when he when training camp starts, and if anybody else doesn't ask him, I'll ask him to be sure, because I really want to respect him.
Right.
And pronounce his name, because that's important to me. He's a defensive player, so another defensive mindset added to the team, which the Rockets need for sure.
Yeah.
Look at last year's squad. Oh my goodness, it was just comical. They were just trying to truly outscore people without the firepower to do that. So he's a defensive center. I think he can complement Kris Wood a little bit. He's probably more physical than C. Wood is in terms of who he can defend in the post. Starting five. I don't know if Eric Gore and John Wall will be here. Let's assume they are.
Okay.
At the start of the season. So that'd be kind of curious to see what they do with that, because it'd be John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr., Daniel House, Jay-Sean Tate, and C. Wood, maybe. But then you wonder, would you want to have Jalen Green starting? Would you want Jay-Sean Tate at the 3 and then kind of go bigger and have Tyson C. Wood? I mean, there's some combinations to play around with for Coach Silas, and we'll get a good idea of that when training camp starts and some of those preseason games take place, because Summer League starts for the Rockets on Sunday, but obviously that's youngsters. That's not going to be any veterans over there. So,
right.
But that Rockets and Cavs, 5:30 Sunday, I want to say ESPN2, I think, something like that.
Okay.
But
yeah, I need you got me. I'm sending myself a note right now
to ESPN2, August 8th, Rockets Cavs, 5:30 p.m. our time.
Fill out my media request for credentials so I can get in. But if anything, I know if anything, I know that Stephen Silas knows how to do, it's juggle lineups, because nobody juggled as many lineups as Stephen Silas throughout last season. Nobody.
Yeah,
So
he had to out of necessity, but yeah.
necessity. But what he can do now is tinker with all these different pieces, if you will, to see what makes the best sense, when the season actually starts counting. And that's not until what? The All-Star break or a little bit sooner for you?
Well, this season the Rockets are going to rebuild.
So they're not pressing for a playoff spot or anything like that.
I hope not.
Yeah, playoff spot or play in.
Yeah, play the youngsters, see what they do. Now, if they progress quicker than people think, and the wins come, okay, that's fine. You're not going to give them away and take them away and say, oh, we don't want the W's, that kind of thing. But play the youngsters. That's why at some point I think John Wall, Eric Gordon won't be here, if it's February, whatever. But play the youngsters, see how everything works out, give them the experience, and I don't see them making the playoffs this year. If they get near the play-in, that 9-10 potential as an 11-12 team in the West, but they get close enough to make it interesting down the stretch, okay, that's fine. But it's just part of the rebuilding this season, and then keep adding pieces to it, and then next year be better than this year, and go from there.
Yeah. I got you. In my excitement, I was hoping that they would make a playoff run, be in the top 8 this year.
Look at the West. I mean, the West hasn't. Yeah, they have. Nobody in the West has gotten worse.
I know.
So, and the Rockets aren't there yet. And for the timeline, it's not important for them to make the playoffs this coming season.
True. I look. I know Tillman Fertitta's not worried about it because I just got a tweet from Tillman Fertitta from his people. Let me drop names real quick. Here's our NHL to Houston survey, and we'd appreciate your feedback and hope to share the results to Tillman Fertitta and the HCHSA. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he ain't worried about no playoffs right now.
Hey, and him and his people need to put together a survey about getting a WNBA franchise here in Houston too.
Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you something. I'm so mad at, and I'm gonna try not to say his name, but Hilton Koch. I'm so mad at him right now, I can't see straight. And it's been some years. I need to really go on and let that go. So if I got any of my pastor or evangelists or prophetess friends out there, pray for me. Because for him to allow the Houston Comets to not only not be in Houston, but to disband and not exist anymore.
He's at fault, but so is the WNBA.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. I got it. But let me tell you something. Every now and then, when you're the man in the ship or the boat, it don't matter what the Army or the Navy is doing. Every now and then, you got to save your ship and and the people on it. And he didn't do that. And he could have done that.
That's fair. That is fair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was covering the team back then. I know that there was a lot he could have and should have done, and he didn't do it.
Yeah, because I was in discussions with them about doing something for the team, and I ain't working for free.
I sat behind you at a couple of the games, Kris. I was the dude always needing you in your back to say, hey.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not gonna work for free. Those days are over. I'm not in high school or college anymore. You're gonna have to pay me for my time and talent. So, but I would like to see the WNBA, a franchise, come to Houston. I think based on the comments, the city would embrace a pro team more than they embrace the women's college teams here in town. Well, I mean, college basketball in general.
Yeah.
Because if it weren't for the Coach Sampson and success they've had, college basketball here in town would be a whisper.
Yeah, I get it.
So, I mean, people love winners. So they're hot on the UH men's basketball, train now.
Yeah.
But it was a long time when y'all were like, basketball, college basketball in town. What? Who? No. What's that? No.
Yeah. I got to take one more break and then we're going to wrap it up. But when we come back, do you know Ryan McGinty?
Sure do.
Tell Ryan to respond to me, bro. I'm trying to cover TSU.
When we come back.
All right, we'll be right back after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24.
What's up with you guy, man? Is it me? Is it me?
I'm still waiting to interview Coach Jones.
listings or strangers.
I put in a request like 2 weeks ago.
You lose your job, going through a divorce.
At least 2 weeks ago.
And you know that you need to sell your
Say no
house
more,
fast.
because I know what I'm going to do now.
Team at I need to sell my house fast.
I didn't want to do it.
Serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing.
Yeah, when
no
I can
wait.
get credentials
So
from Prairie View faster than I get
any
credentials from the
condition,
school right up the
call
street.
the expert team at I need to sell my house fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760.
I forget people can hear us. Hey, y'all.
That's all right.
Hi.
306-1760. That's
I'm not scared.
800-1760.
Man, can you update the scroll, man? I'm not Willy Gibson.
92.3 FM.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Beautiful. This is nature. This is why I love you. On the lunch break.
All right, y'all. We back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM LL Kris G. Ladies love Chris Gardner. Just got me in check. I had him scrolling that he was Willy Gibson. And we know he is Mr. Houston Roundball Review. They got a local name, but they got a global perspective. And Chris, I always appreciate you making the time for me, man. I had Coach Johnny Cole on the show.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Love Coach Cole. Got a chance when somebody else was the media person over at TSU to get, direct sit down in the office access with Johnny Cole because they valued the local media putting the information out on their respective teams, coaches, what have you. And oh yeah, by the way, that was the last time TSU won the SWAC. So I say that to say, man, trying to meet the new, well, he's not new, but second year coach there. Obviously, they got good things happening basketball-wise. I want to sit down and talk with Cynthia Cooper. Don't want to always have to wait to get her on my show and what have you. And, we got to be able to do that, man. We got to be able to have that access, especially with everything that's going on with these major conferences, expanding and realigning and all that. I don't want the focus to leave Texas Southern and Prairie View and the SWAC and the MEAC and, and the SIAC and all those other conferences as well.
Let me say this for the family who's listening, the breakers, folks watching, listening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. If you have not seen me interview a local coach, don't blame me.
Yeah.
I'll put in the request.
Yep.
Because y'all should know by now, I want to show every program love in town. I want all of us to eat. I want all of us to get recognition.
Yep.
So trust me, I have reached out to these schools, these local schools. So I put in the request. So you can see where I stand on that.
Well,
and so
let me say this. Prairie View has been very responsive. Southern and Grambling have been very responsive, and I haven't reached out beyond that. So I'll admit I've reached out to U of H. I refuse to reach out to Rice again, and I know Nate can take care of that if I really needed help. But it's not good that Texas Southern is right there, and there seems to be a black hole as far as communication goes. I know they have their own radio station, but that should not be your only method of getting the word out about your school, especially when it's free. I ain't trying to charge them.
Correct.
Run, spots on my show. I'm trying to cover them. And, they got to open up to that.
Agreed. And it's not just TSU. I'm glad you heard from PV. I've heard from PV for basketball in 3 years. Okay. And I've emailed, requested, I've asked Dr. Cavill for help. Nothing. No press releases, nothing. Info I get about PV, I have to go to the website to get.
Wow.
No. And it ain't just our schools for us.
Right.
HBU.
Yep.
Man, oh my goodness gracious.
I'm glad you said that because that's why I was saying about Rice and U of H. U of H has gotten a little better here lately, but Rice, man, you can forget it. I'm not going to fight that hard to cover you, and there ain't really much to cover, and you making it hard for me to cover you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it.
And that's the irony of it is I know the staff's It's short-staffed. I understand that. Okay. But an email, I don't believe it's that hard to send an email. I don't believe it's that hard to put together a press release and send an email, notification, etc. It's not that hard to respond to an interview request.
But Kris, and I'll focus on Rice. You got a whole internship department. There ain't no reason in the world why you can't have somebody respond back to people who are making requests to cover your team. No.
Agreed.
No.
And here's I'm being petty. Like sometimes you talk about, yourself. Bruh, I can go outside of Houston, state, national request, get a response within 5 minutes. So trust me, if y'all local teams, if you made this decision unconsciously to not send out notifications to the local media, we got other people to cover too. We can move on. It's not a problem for me to contact other schools here in the state. What you need, Kris? We got you. Okay, yeah.
Local name, global perspective. That's all I'm gonna keep saying, bro.
Exactly. And I say that because it's more and more becoming true.
Yeah. Oh no, it is true. It is true. I guarantee you contact somebody from the Australian national team about getting a press release or setting up an interview or something somebody's going to respond to you. Somebody's going to respond to you. So all I'm saying is, and again, no shade at Ryan McGinty at Texas Southern. I'm calling his name for a reason because I know somebody over there knows him. Respond, bro. It don't take 7 seconds to respond and simply say you're outside of the request window. We can take you game by game. Say something.
Yeah, something.
Say nothing. No.
Yeah, don't ghost the media who is trying to cover you.
Yeah.
Who's trying to give you some attention, some recognition, and some pub. Why would you do that?
Yeah. That's all I'm talking about. Floyd, big time Floyd said, hello, AJ and Kris and the Breakers. As long as Tightwad Fertitta Tillman owns the Rockets, the fan might as well get ready for the annual rebuild exercises or excuses. Ouch.
Floyd, I mean, we have reason in the recent past to agree with that. But like I said earlier, the 4 first-round picks, I am choosing to believe that it's a good indication of Tillman understanding that this is going to be a lengthy process to get back to being a legitimate championship quality team. So if that is true, it's going to be some rough patches, but you're going to see some youngsters who got talent and who are going to go through their rough spots, but they're going to be fun to watch, and you can see them grow and get better. And I think that'll be a fun thing to cover for sure. And the wins will come. Yeah. As long as Tillman doesn't meddle and mess it up.
Yeah, well, that's what I don't want him to do. I don't want him meddling and messing nothing up. Hey, I got to get ready to go, but I want to throw out a couple of birthdays to you real quick because you'll appreciate both of these. Remember the dude with the arm so big that he couldn't straighten them all the way out on the store? He's celebrating a birthday today. So big shout out to OT. Big shout out to him. And then I call him the most underrated center in the NBA. And he ain't even a center in the NBA anymore. And that's Patrick Ewing, celebrating a birthday today. Yeah, Patrick Ewing's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's a member of the 50th, all 50th year team. But still, man, Patrick Ewing should be, if he wanted to be, a head coach in the NBA. Should be.
Yes, I think.
But I'm glad he's over at Georgetown.
I hope he's happy there. Hopefully an NBA team, if he wants, because he may decide to stay at Georgetown. That's his alma mater. He's happy there.
He saw John Thompson stay there for a long time with success. I want him there with success because there's going to be a shift of power in the in that conference because Boeheim is not going to be at Syracuse forever. And if Georgetown does what they did last year late in the season,
you're old school, man. You're showing your age.
Oh, that's right, because they're not in the same conference.
That's right, not in the Big East, not the same conference. So yeah, Syracuse and ACC.
In that region, man, if Ewing can repeat what he did there and do it sooner in the year than rather at the end of the year, man, folks are waiting to jump on that Georgetown train again. Folks are waiting to jump on that bandwagon again.
and I wish him success. I haven't seen how recruiting has gone for him this offseason. See what they have coming in for the coming season's team. But, I just want to see success for good people.
Yeah, I do
people
too.
to put in the work, put in the hard work, been on the grind, and be rewarded for that work.
Yeah, and one of the other reasons, we talked all about conference realignment and all that. ACC gonna have to do something if they lose Clemson and Florida State football wise. Their basketball teams are going too, and the ACC and Big East, you might see some schools jumping from one side to the other again soon.
The realignment is just beginning. Florida State was the president AD put out a word a couple days ago. Those rumors aren't true. All that. He was pretty adamant, about it. Okay, we'll see. Whatever.
Right.
But
they'd be dumb not to want to go.
Right, but I don't understand this. This is a whole other show.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Pac-12 teams, commissioner, media, thumbing their nose, looking down on people here in the Midwest. Oklahoma State, U of H, TCU, like y'all are better than the folks here. What does Pullman, Washington bring? Okay, I mean, these small out-of-way school cities in the Pac-12, what do y'all provide that Houston and Dallas don't provide? Really? I don't understand that mindset at all.
You get more eyes on those teams at reasonable hours instead of Washington State playing Oregon State in the middle of the night when nobody's watching.
Yeah, Corvallis. Okay, how many folks in Corvallis?
Yeah,
okay, and the Pac-12, a Pac-12, Big 12 alliance. Okay, yeah, I'm sure all the people in Stillwater are going to buy their tickets to come see Oklahoma State play Oregon State. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a big draw for football games.
Some people, you have to save them from themselves. Kris, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, man.
HoustonRoundballReview.com, Houston Roundball Review on Instagram and YouTube, Twitter, the HR Review, THEHR Review. Join me, Willy Gibson, youngster Andy Yanez, this Sunday, 4 p.m. because it's going to be finished before the Rockets' 5:30 game against the Cavs in the Summer League. Folks Talking Sports on YouTube and Facebook. Folks Talking Sports got a Twitter account, starting to build that up as well. So check with that. I'll pump that more. We get more to it. But Houston Roundball Review.
I dropped a message on there. I'm first because whoever did it was a part of the family. So I was first on the Twitter account.
Okay. Thank you very much. Houston Roundball Review. Been around since 1994. Give you flowers once again, man, as always, for doing it. Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective.
Love you, brother. Talk to you soon.
You too, man. Love you, man. Take care.
All right, y'all. Let me get ready to get out of here. I got some birthdays I got to hit real quick. Misha Hawthorne. Love you. Oh, Misha. Girl, I know that ain't right as far as your age goes. Marby Conley celebrating a birthday with Gary Robinson, Greg Davis, along with Brenda Gallo. Dead Fox Walden. What's up, sis? Mac J celebrating a birthday with Nora Davis. Happy birthday to y'all. Otis Thorpe, happy birthday to you as well. And Patrick Ewing celebrating a birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
All right, I'm running out of time, so I can't do the whole song, but I just want to wish y'all happy birthday, and happy birthday. Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Freestyle Friday on The Lunch Break.
Legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Please, let's not do this. Let's definitely do this. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Freestyle Friday. Thank you, Kris. Thank you, Willie. Talk to y'all soon.